I'm curious. See, this is a thumb that I was working on the other day. Now you'll see it's kind of funky at this point. It's pretty corroded from the acid. It looks pretty gnarly. All of this, you see how it's kind of brownish. This is all basically, actually, this is the wart primarily right here. This big chunk right here, and right now it's kind of got that funky brownish color. The tissue's been dead. I did this on Monday. It's now Friday. So I did just one treatment of acid, but I continuously did it until I could pretty much no longer bear the acid burning through my finger. So I'm kind of curious. At this point, it's formed a scab, so I'm curious to see what the bottom of the wart looks like. Basically, what the inside is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually pull this away so that I can get an idea and kind of take a look inside. So you have to just kind of bear with me 1 second here. Now you kind of see it's already cracked, so you see kind of it's got this red color right around here. Yeah, that's a little bit of blood and some drainage that you might have. So I'm gonna just peel this back. So let's see if we can get a good look here. So yeah, this might be a little grotesque for some of you, and I apologize. Alright, so let's just peel this back carefully. I want to make sure that it's not attached to an actual nerve or something that's going to be a little uncomfortable. Alright, so alright, that doesn't feel too good right there. Alright, so let's take a look here. Alright, so you kind of see I'm peeling some of the, or I'm actually peeling that big part of the wart back. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this back a little bit more. And I'm going to try and see if I can get it to rip off. Yeah, it's still attached pretty good, so I'm gonna have to be real careful not to hurt myself. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use my nail clippers to clip some of that off. It's still attached to a part of the wart that's still alive, so you actually got a little bit of a nerve ending there. So if you pull back any harder, or in this case if I pull back any harder, it's going to be really uncomfortable. Alright, even with the nail clipper I have some feeling there. Alright. So, there we go. So I don't know if you can see, I've peeled back some of the wart. So you see how the acid is pretty much eaten right down into my finger. So from this angle you might be able to get a look. So let me turn it slightly. See? Now you see how I've got this like crevice in the middle of my finger? This indent, that's where the wart, actually where the root was. Now I'm going to take just a quick look. Looks like I got most of it, but right here actually, you may or may not be able to see it. This section right here is a little pink. This section here that's red, that's actually a few layers into my thumb itself. This pink part right here, this kind of whitish pink area, is actually still part of the root of the wart that hasn't completely died just yet. So what I'm probably going to have to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and have to treat this finger still one more time. Pretty much all of the wart on the top, and this corner right here is another chunk of the wart that I'm kind of peeling back right here. This big chunk right, or this chunk right here, all of that is pretty dead. In fact, you can't really see from the camera, it's not doing it justice, but the parts that look kind of brown in real life, those are actually red. That's down to I would guess what you could call the meatier part, not using a scientific term for the dermises in your finger and your hand. And so this part right here that's kind of white, that's still a little, it's not far enough just yet. So I'm going to wait a couple days, let some of this scab up heal. Then I'm going to go ahead and do an acid treatment. If I do an acid treatment right now, it's going to hurt like hell. So since I've pulled the wart back, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys so you can get a good look. So you can see what I'm talking about. So hopefully, well, the camera, the zoom, the automatic zoom, sorry, it's making it kind of weird. So this is basically what the wart, actually this was the wart. Now it's scabbed up. Now you can see this kind of this little white piece here. It's making kind of like this little mound basically. Yeah, that was part of the wart that was attached, so you can see it from the bottom. You see that white part, the white stuff down here on the wart? Yeah, that's part of the root that you've actually killed and ripped off. So you see how it's got kind of that half dome shape? Yeah, so you've actually took off most, well, I have it. In this case, I took off most of the wart. So there you go. While the camera is rolling, I should probably do another treatment of this finger. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that while we're here. Camera's on, might as well go for the gold. So, let me get some of the acid off the other finger. Just one. Now, whoop, my hand's a little shaky because I'm trying to be very careful not to get it on the other part of the finger. There we go. Okay. Yep, now that doesn't feel too good. I'll go ahead and show you real quick because I'm going to have to wash this finger off because it's starting to burn like hell. But you see that, how I've poured the acid in there? And you see now how here towards the top, it's kind of turning my finger white. What's basically going on there is the acid is eating away through the skin. And it's basically any type of bleeding that's happening right now is actually being cauterized as we speak. So you see how now it's actually turning white? Oh god, yeah, I'm not going to be able to show you guys much longer. It's starting to get real uncomfortable. So yeah, that's actually now we're getting further into the wart, the next layer down. The wart is actually starting to turn white because the tissue is actually being eaten away. I'm going to go ahead and wash this off because it's starting to get to be pretty uncomfortable. So stay tuned, watch the next episode.